the spokesman for worldwide pandemics and mass vaccination campaigns. He has gone on record many times, saying that the world was not ready for the next pandemic. We're not ready for a serious epidemic that would be more infectious, would spread faster than Ebola did. In October 2019, just a couple dark months before the arrival of COVID-19, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in dark cooperation with the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security and the World Economics Forum hosted event 201, a 3.5-hour tabletop exercise that simulated a series of dramatic scenarios relating to a hypothetical pandemic. Strangely enough, this exercise was about a novel coronavirus that would kill millions nearly 8 weeks after the simulation. An outbreak of a novel coronavirus turned into a reality in China. At least, that's what we're told. This led some media outlets to putting out stories about how the exercise actually predicted the spread of COVID-19. In response to these stories, an official statement was published on the Event 201 website. In October 2019, the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security hosted a pandemic tabletop exercise called Event 201 with partners the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Recently, the Center for Health Security has received questions about whether that pandemic exercise predicted the current novel coronavirus outbreak in China. To be clear, the Center for Health Security and partners did not make a prediction during our tabletop exercise for the scenario. We modeled a fictional coronavirus pandemic, but we explicitly stated that it was not a prediction. Instead, the exercise served to highlight preparedness and response challenges that would likely arise in a very severe pandemic. We are not now predicting that the novel coronavirus 2019 outbreak will kill 65 million people! Although our tabletop exercise included a mock novel coronavirus, the input we used for modeling the potential impact of that fictional virus are not similar to the novel coronavirus 2019. On the 13th of March, about a day after the world began locking down due to the virus, Bill Gates stepped down from the public board of Microsoft to dedicate more time to the philanthropic properties, including global health and development, education, and my increasing engagement in tackling climate change. Co-founder Bill Gates is going to be stepping down from the company's board of directors as the pandemic swept across the earth. Gates has been elevated to a status of supreme authority for the pandemic crisis, appearing all over mass media to share his views, and recommendations. On the 18th of March, Bill Gates took part in an AMA Ask Me Anything on Reddit titled, "I'm Bill Gates, co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Ask Me Anything about COVID-19." One question, in particular, produced an answer by Bill Gates that revealed a plan for a digital certificate to keep track of who got vaccinated. A Reddit user named Remote Controlled User asked this question: what changes are we going to have to make to how businesses operate to maintain our economy while providing social distancing? Bill Gates' answer: the question of which businesses should keep going is tricky. Certainly food supply in the health system. We still need water, electricity, and the internet supply chains. 4 critical things need to be maintained. Countries are still figuring out what to keep running, eventually we will have some digital certificates to show who has recovered or been tested recently, or when we have a vaccine, who has received. While most of Gates' answers were received with praise, this one raised lots of eyebrows. The most upvoted reply highlights the similarities between Gates' solution and the mark of the beast in the Bible. Also, it causes all, both small, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark. That is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom, but the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man and his number is 666. Before I continue, let me mention that there is a debate among Christians and Bible scholars as to what the mark of the beast really is. Some believe that it's technology such as a microchip that will grant you an identity within the beast system, allowing you to participate in basic societal functions like the right to buy and sell goods. Others believe the mark to be metaphorical, and receiving the mark on your forehead is akin to following the counterfeit system of worship with your mind, while the mark on the right hand is analogous to indicating the false god you served with your actions. Okay, so this idea of a digital certificate to store medical information including vaccines received is currently in the works as part of a massive project called IT 2020, which is backed by the United Nations, the Rockefeller Foundation and Microsoft. IT 2020 is developing a digital identification system that will store a wealth of personal information and will transcend the barriers of national governments. The official website of IT 2020 states that a global digital identity is necessary to keep track of refugees and idealist people in developing countries. Of course, people in developed countries will be ID'd as well. The website states, "We need to get digital ID right. Unfortunately, current models of digital ID do not meet one's needs. They are generally archaic and secure, lacking adequate privacy protection, and for over 1 billion people worldwide unavailable. Everyone should have access to a digital ID that enables them to prove who they are across institutional and international borders and across time, while giving them control over how their personal information is collected, used and shared." In an article published by IT 2020 in 2018. Vaccines are the perfect way to introduce digital identity to the world, especially infants. Appropriately titled, "Immunization and Entry Point for Digital Identity," the article states, because immunization is conducted in infancy, providing children with a digital child health card could be a unique portable digital identity early in life, and as